Flights below the city, there lives an entire network of lines, the first of their kind in the world. They run on schedule to and from, carrying businessmen, students, tourists, and everyone in between. The London Underground, or more lovingly known as the Tube. My journey started with the Tube. Minutes after touching down at Heathrow Airport, I filed in line with other passengers, loaded my belongings onto the Piccadilly line, and took a few deep breaths. My first pictures I took were on the Tube. The effects of my long overnight flight were kicking in, but the excitement of being in London kept me going. Thinking I'd only be able to vaguely remember my first Tube ride, I took pictures along the way. Years later, that memory is as vivid as ever. I had made it to London. Little did I realize there'd be few places I'd visit as much as the Tube during my semester abroad. Soon, the colored lines had meaning, and I no longer needed a map. Baker Street Station signified home, Oxford Circus meant school, the Jubilee line brought me to church, the Northern line got me to my favorite food market, Charing Cross was for time spent at my favorite museum, and the Bond Street Station led to the best cookies in town. Each station had a signature design, decorated tiles or unique elevators and escalators. At times, small kiosks lined the platform selling the daily newspaper, as well as the obligatory tea or scone. Looking back, some of my fondest memories involve the Tube. Meeting up with friends at our station, the anticipation when heading towards a new site to visit, or being asked for directions and indeed knowing how to point them in the right direction. In those moments, I was truly a Londoner. Fittingly, my time abroad ended with the Tube. It was where I spent my last hour in the city, retracing my first ride. The same Piccadilly line brought me back to Heathrow Airport. Now home, I miss hearing, apart from planned engineering works, the Central, Circle, District, Piccadilly, Hammersmith and City, Bakerloo, Victoria, and Jubilee lines. There is a good service on all London Underground lines. I miss the Tube's constant chatter, its reminders and its statements of the bleeding obvious. I miss being told incessantly to let passengers off the train before boarding, and I miss being made aware, again and again, of the gap between the train and the platform.